Welcome one and all, I'm Roommate, here to tell you about a bunch of little things and one big thing I love about Moulin Rouge. The first is this conductor. He goes ham on his orchestra. I love this line from Christian's papa.
Always this ridiculous obsession with love!
And how Christian repeats it later.
Thank you for curing me of my ridiculous obsession with love!
I love the crazy way how Toulouse introduces himself.
My name is Henri-Marie Raymond Toulouse-Lautrec Monpart.
I love how the movie not once but twice conflates Christian's poetry with his potency.
Boy has talent! I like him! Nothing funny. I just like talent.
He's got a huge talent!
I love how when they drink absinthe, the Green Fairy introduces herself.
I am the Green Fairy.
And dances for them. And I love how they used Ozzy Osbourne for the fairy's scream. And this line from Ziegler is pure gold.
Everything's going so well!
And they give their place such a great name.
Spectacular! Spectacular!
The way how the Duke tries to flirt with Satine is hilarious.
After tonight's pretty exertions on the stage, you must surely be in need of refreshment, my dear.
When the Duke is a third wheel on his own date with Satine, he gets distracted by the silliest thing.
My dear, a little frog.
And the way how the doctor interrupts the show to say this
Vive la vie de Bohème!
is great. I also love the editing of this movie. It feels like a music video. Look how many cuts there are in this 10-second clip.
Satine will be mine. It's not that I'm a jealous man.
I just don't like other people touching my things!
The way how the movie cynically introduces us to Paris as grungy, but then shows us the same characters again through rose-colored glasses, it's just awesome. The movie does a great job of spotlighting all the eclectic attendees of the Moulin Rouge. While Christian and Satine are dancing, it's hilarious when the moon starts singing.
I'm the moon.
It's so funny that Satine prefers bald musicians. These shots when Christian and Satine are fighting, where they're lit with opposing colors, look so beautiful. It's so fun that when the Duke gets punched, that his gun flies all the way to the Eiffel Tower and then clinks up against it. This shot of Christian and Satine professing their love for one another looks so beautiful, and the song sounds so great behind it. If you haven't seen this already, you gotta watch it. After Christian rewrites the lyrics of Audrey's song, the way how Satie says the sound of music is just so funny. The way how the Duke tries to serenade Satine is such a glorious failure.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside.
There's so much great singing in this movie, the best of which comes from that scene I showed you earlier where Christian and Satine profess their love for one another. Here's a little snippet of what makes that so great.
We should be lovers!
We can't do that.
Okay, here comes the Like a Virgin song, one of the highlights of the movie. Ziegler looks hilarious with the doily on his head. And the servants have prepared booby jello. And the servants' chorus is hilarious. The Duke has me in stitches in this part.
Yes, she makes me burn.
And his hilarious creepiness doesn't stop there.
Feels so good inside.
The Duke and Ziegler's body language in this part, top tier comedy, gets me every time. The Argentinians' rendition of Roxanne, nice.
Roxanne!
I love how Satine and Ziegler workshop how she'll seduce the Duke behind all these girls' skirts.
What's his type? Wilting flower? Bright and bubbly? Or smoldering temptress?
I'd say smoldering temptress.
As if he'd refuse any of those.
I'm gonna take bad bitches is the only thing that I like.
This scene is so hilarious, I'm just gonna call it 7 things I like.
I'd rather just, get it over and done with.
Very well. Let's get it over and done with.
I prefer to do it standing.
Oh.
You don't have to stand, I mean. It's quite long. And I'd like you to be comfortable. It may feel a little strange at first, but I think if you're open, then you might enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
After Christian starts reading some of his poetry, Satine sort of gets it.
Oh, poetry. Yes, this is what I want, naughty words.
I know it's not much.
Give me more. Yes. Yes! Naughty! Don't stop! Yes!
The way how the Duke is oblivious to the most obvious romance between Christian and Satine makes for some really funny, flimsy cover-ups.
Still at it, my sweet?
Will the lovers be meeting at the sitar player's humble abode scene? Could I work on it with you later tonight?
But, my dear, I've arranged a magnificent supper for us.
The lovers will be meeting in the sitar player's humble abode scene. We'll work on it tonight until I am completely satisfied.
All right, now on to the big thing. This movie spoils itself. At the very beginning of the movie, they tell you that Satine is gonna die.
The woman I loved, Satine, the woman I loved is dead.
The movie starts 1 year into the future, and we meet Christian after Satine has already died. They even show a glimpse of Satine dying when we're first introduced to her.
The French are glad to die for love.
And the movie constantly reminds you of her ultimate fate throughout.
And in the end, should someone die?
There is a major plot point about how Satine and Ziegler lie to Christian about what will eventually happen to her.
But no lie, however brilliant, could save Satine.
Mademoiselle, Satine is dying. She has consumption.
But knowing this is gonna happen doesn't take anything away from the movie. What makes a story so good isn't what happens, it's how it happens. This movie doesn't want you to be surprised by Satine dying, because that's not the point. Tragically, anyone you love will eventually die. But hopefully you get to spend more than 1 year with that person. And that's what this movie's about. If you just love and are loved in return, you've found the greatest thing that life has to offer. And it's devastating when you lose it because it is so great. But just because its loss is inevitable doesn't diminish its greatness in the slightest. And I love that the movie shows us this by exaggerating the short amount of time that we have with the ones that we love to just this 1 year. It shows that any amount of time that we get to share with someone we love, no matter how brief, is more beautiful and valuable than anything else. So yeah, as far as Moulin Rouge goes, I guess you could say,
Generally, I like it.
The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.